Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Krakdhûmvror playthrough in the EU4 Anbennar mod. We have finished off the abrupt end over here, and we're now prospecting for ore, and moving towards the coking hall, and probably going to make it out of our hardy hole soon. You know, obviously you can take that all out of context, but you know how it is. Just Anbennar province names. But trust me, we're getting very close to finally breaking free. Just gotta get through 3 more provinces. And the thing that really sucks is we're gonna actually have to fight things. Because it looks like I'm assuming it's a centaur that we're gonna be bordering soon, and with them already being up here, it's probably a big one. That's gonna be fun. And hey, speaking of prospecting, we have finished the Dead End Mines. Our prospecting efforts in the Dead End Tunnel have paid off. Just as we'd hoped, copious iron veins, crucial to our ice steel smithing operations, of course, have been struck all down the tunnel's length, and we found large pockets of gemstones right at the end. We need to get some mines set up right away. The iron wealth of the anvil is ours, so we lose that 20% reduction, and oh my god! Well, okay, yeah, Foul Dark already has iron, so it's just getting buffed. These guys are getting buffed too, and this one changes the iron, which is great, and this gets gems, as it said at the end. Wow, that's a ton of dev. What, 15? Look at that. 443s. This one's a 5 because I devved it up through an agenda. It's amazing. Oh my god. I have a feeling it's going to have repercussions just like this other mission here. With the whole weakening the nobility, maybe like someone's gonna murder us or something. There's gonna be a giant goblin horde or something like that. Who knows? Anyways, we're still just moving down the caverns over here. And just still talking as usual. There's a lot of mixed feedback on the whole streaming bit. And I kind of get why I probably shouldn't. My scheduling is going to be terrible, because I usually work night shifts, which is probably why my schedule and sleep is so messed up in general. Like, right now I'm running on, like, 3 hours of sleep and, like, an energy drink and a half right now, just to keep me awake so I can record. Which probably isn't the best for my health, or mental health in general, but it's whatever. I'll live. But anyways, back to the whole streaming thing. A lot of you made good points about the whole whether to stay on YouTube and stream or stream on Twitch, and honestly, yeah, with how I want to go about things, I really do want to I mean, I really want to edit. I want to make like good edited videos, maybe do like some lore related things, because I don't think there's any Anbennar lore channels or pretty much any main, like, edited Anbennar stuff in general. The only thing I really know of is one of the people I've suggested on my channel. I'm so sorry I can't pronounce your name, I'm just gonna call you Penguin Guy. But, he put up a, like, best starting nations tier list, which I watched, and it was pretty decent. But that's pretty much the only, like, main video I've seen, other than, like, Provis or something. But we have decadence in our times. But just fine, we're rolling, and we had like +3 stability, and we have +1 now. Our government's fine, we'll get it back soon. Our republics, baby! Yeah, there's nothing really that major. The only lore I've seen of this mod is on the Discord. And there's just a ton of it, people love it, and I don't blame them. Honestly, the lore for this mod is incredible. Like, you could do so much with it. Like, honestly, I was talking to Batavi, the one person who the based guy or whatever, who basically told me I was pretty dumb for trying to make like a giant AAA project by myself, which, yeah, for other people it's obvious that's stupid, but for me I was in that moment where it's like, I want to make amazing things and do crazy stuff, even though I basically know jack. But I was talking to him and I'm like, I kind of want to make like an Anbennar game or something, or I mean, obviously he was immediately like, you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna be dealing with court issues there, because, you know, it's not my intellectual property, and, you know, duh, get that. But, no, I just meant, like, working together with other people, and if I get permission from Jay to do something, we could do, like, a cool Anbennar side game, because, you know, leaving it to just map game, I don't know, it doesn't really do it justice. There's so much you could do with this. I mean, hell, in the mod itself, you literally have this entire continent, even most of, not most of, but like some of Aelintir isn't finished. Then you have like that one island, not island, but like giant continent off the coast of Hales that hasn't been fleshed out. There's just so much he could do. And if, you know, Jay could capitalize on something like that, yeah, that's like a whole legacy for his, I guess, game creation thing. Because I'm pretty sure he went into college for game storytelling. Or I don't know what the actual term is, but he knows what he's doing. He's pretty good at it, and I love it. But, uh-oh. Raider just died as well. Damn it. I'll just take a Summon Mindsmith. Yeah, it's just cool. I just love Anbennar so much in the setting. I just wish it wasn't just locked to EU4. Here we go. We're gonna redistribute the land that we took before, which is going to suck, kind of. We're actually at 35%, so it's not that bad. Our predecessor was too heavy-handed in their approach to quelling the clan's holds on things, which is why they revolted and tried to take the capital. We cannot keep this land in good faith, and so we must redistribute it amongst the estates, hopefully making the nobility think we are on their side. This process will retain the original desired effect of spreading out power, and keep the heat from their actions off of us. It's kind of odd that in the mission it says, making the nobility think we're on their side, when we literally just stole, you know, 5% of their land, and then gave, like, 80% of it to everybody else or whatever. Or 75%, because there's only 4 people we're giving it. So they only get 1% back. Pretty messed up. Hey, everybody gets loyalty, and we lose the stubborn clans modifier, which was the minus 50% for our reform progress over here. So we can get these reforms even faster, which is like, it's fine. Nothing really that interesting over here. I think I might just take the Diplo points, why not? We actually get our first idea, too. By the way, these ideas are super long, because there is a ton of flavor in these crack ideas, and it's amazing reading through all these things. And look at this. Look at that. I couldn't even come up with something like that. That's a lot. Yeah, while I'm talking, I might as well just take it. What am I doing? Might as well take both of these. Get some tax as well. Get even more money. And yeah, these are great paired together. And we get the chain bond. Krakdhûmvror is an ancient hold founded by the exiles and criminals of the Dwarven Empire. It has stood alone for centuries against many enemies, fighting near constantly to keep those who would destroy them at bay. This state of near-constant war gave rise to a unique culture among the Dwarven holds, where sacrifice and skill are valued above bloodline, and the good of the hold was held above that of Empire. The outcasts of the Empire gave more for the survival of their hold than any other dwarf in the Empire, be that in the form of gold or the sacrifice of one's life. This attitude became known as the chain bond amongst the people of Krakdhûmvror, a chain between each member of the hold from generation to generation forged in the frozen hardship of the north. So we get national unrest -1, which is great, and even more taxes. So basically we're like a Dwarven Australia in a way. Like frozen Australia. And, you know, we're obviously not on our own continent either, so I kind of wish we were. But no, we have to deal with the hardships of, I guess, basically being surrounded on all sides. We're surrounded here by mountains, and then we're going to have the centaurs, and then the orcs. And hell, we're going to have to deal with everybody in the Dwarvar too, because we're probably going to move down there. There's going to be so much to do. Also, we could even take this mining towns mission next. Gives us a ton of bonuses, which would be great. And then obviously, once we get the breath of fresh air coming out of our hardy hole, we're get the Thundersteel Commission, so it's going to be great to see what that gives us. Obviously, I don't really know much of what's going on. Most of these are pretty blind, so. And speaking of that, being blind, playing a nation, the next video idea I have that's coming up is, funny enough, going to be a top 10 video on, like, my favorite nations. Not the best, but I guess you could say the best lore-wise or flavor. And I already pretty much have, like, most of the script written out. So I'm just gonna leave the actual picks as a surprise. Well, we got the adventurers defeating the Thieves Guild. Over here, finally, these local upstarts getting what they deserve. We thought it was the thieves handing themselves in at first, but nay, it was our trustworthy deputized adventurers with the real thieves in tow. The adventurers of the realm have finally apprehended the infamous Thieves Guild of Krakdhûmvror, in addition to recovering their latest strings of thefts. Regards didn't ask questions of how they did it, or they found their hideout. What was certain... Oh, excuse me. Snuck up on me. Well, certain was they now had to deal with a bunch of criminals to imprison or hang, if they're lucky. So it seems like the rogues we employed actually took care of them. It makes sense using rogues to beat rogues. They know how to deal with themselves, I would assume. Like gangs. Might as well move on to the mining towns here. Oh, great. Ice Miss as usual, messing about. Devastation in the capital. I'm kind of tempted to just dev that away, because it is pretty much nuking our income. Let me check how bad. Yeah, it's like a good 2 crowns per month. That corrupt bureaucracy, we're gonna have to pay people off, make them less corrupt. And I know it's like an abstract way of like paying higher wages to, you know, discourage being a corrupt bastard. Anyways, let's take this established mining towns. With Krakdhûmvror to shield them from the outside, and such great mineral wealth now to be found here, it will be easy to convince people to settle new mining towns all throughout the Dead-End Tunnel. When that iron starts flowing, these new towns are going to be very prosperous indeed. We lose 5k dwarves, 300 crowns, 100 admin, and we actually change the names of all these, which going to be way more fitting than just calling it like Foul Dark and, you know, just labeling caves. We actually do get more goods produced, the dev cost is reduced, and province governing cost goes down. Which is great because that minus 60% is going to mostly take care of that terrain modifier for it being a cave, so I might as well just take it. Boom. And so now we have Uristov, Garlimstanad, and Sidadhum. Huh. It's gonna be great, because on iron, and gems are super buffed right now. It's gonna be perfect. And meanwhile I'm waiting, I might as well tell you about game dev progress. So far, I mean, I've just finished a save game system, which was it was kind of difficult to learn in Unreal, but this took like a couple days. Obviously, most of the time I'm following tutorials and changing it however I need to, especially with like health components and all that stuff, putting it on certain characters, doing AI. But during that, I was reading a comment someone was saying, which I really agree with and I might do, or at least try to learn. They're basically saying, with the whole horror RPG aspect, it would be a lot better to just do it in like 2D or like 2.5D or something like that. Like, Like, a game I really want to make it towards would probably be, like, Octopath Traveler, if you guys know what that is. It's like one of those games where it was talked about a lot, and then as soon as it came out, I never heard anything about it ever since. But it just looks so good, and I don't know, I think 2.5D makes a lot of sense. It might just be like the traditional, like, 4 squad people thing. You know, you roll in, get your stats up, sort of like Final Fantasy VII in a way. Obviously, I'm going to have to learn, like, an entirely new game engine, or how to do a 2D game in general, but it's something. Hold on, we got some conflicting interests going on with our dead-end mines. All the new resources coming out, the various guilds and factories are beginning to fight over them. God damn it, guys. The influx of resources came influx of business. Without any regulation, there is now a great imbalance in our hold's production. Mo money and mo problems. If only we thought about this sooner. Oh, wow. So yeah, there goes those amazing buffs we got. We get now plus 8 on rest, production, and efficiency minus 30% in this entire area. Well, let me turn this off now. Here's some money. Yeah, and our Republican tradition is getting lowered and lowered. I feel like this mission tree is kind of shoehorning us into maybe turning into a monarchy. Maybe that's what this ending's like. Seems like we have to get this entire thing here to move this strength and unity, and it says our people need to be finally united. I feel like something's going to go down. So far, we just had constant conflict. Taking the nobility's land to weaken them. You know, we have all these resources and our people are fighting over it. I bet we're gonna have some issues with fanning out into the lands over here. Maybe some of our states are gonna be like, oh, what are you doing? Give the land to us, or something like that. Some conflict. There's always something going on. The dwarves fighting over things. Wow, that devastation went away really quick. But yeah, with that, I'm just gonna go back to the whole game dev thing. Guess we're just gonna have to go back to Unity or try and learn 2D and Unreal, but I really have no clue where to even start. Especially if I'm just gonna be switching to a 2D manner. Or even just start the game in general, like... I was thinking about starting it off in the, I mean, just the Macedonian capital of Pelas. Or maybe you start in a battle or something, and then it goes into like a whole thing. Maybe you get wounded, or... I really have no clue. It's still in infancy, obviously. Most of the time, I'm pretty scatterbrained about it. I really don't know which direction to take it. But it does make me feel a little bit better that most of you guys do care and want to actually, like, hear me talk about it. They don't really have that much going on in life as it is right now. Especially, like, night shift stuff. I'm not really doing anything else. I'm not really talking to many people. I swear, I just got this event, like, a year ago. I mean, I'll take it. I don't know how letting someone, you know, do what they want gives us stability, but I'll take it. Yeah, I'm just glad to see that you guys enjoy the content and enjoy me just talking, even if it's just like out my ass most of the time. I really do enjoy it more than just talking about the game. Other than talking about the lore, I really love the lore here. Speaking of lore, we got some more. More lore. Zaru... Oh god, alright. Zaru Uber Bluff, also known as Skill Over Blood, has long been something of an unofficial motto of the Krakdhûmvror administration. Due to being founded by exiles and criminals, Krakdhûmvror has been had very few strong clans at the time of its founding. Sorry, I can barely like stay awake right now. As such, unlike the rigid hierarchy of the other holds, Krakdhûmvror has held talent in a higher regard than bloodline or clan. As a result, talent is far more likely to rise to the top in the Northern Hold and nepotism is considered all but sacrilegious in the frozen halls of power. Thus, Krakdhûmvror has enjoyed an innovative and flexible administration for much of his existence. Many a time a disgraced scion of a royal family fled to Krakdhûmvror, demanding status and position based on little more than their parentage, and all were told the same thing: skill over blood. So we get even more reform progress growth, which is kind of redundant at this point. We're getting so much. And we get tech cost reduction. Boom. That tech cost isn't that impressive, but it is something. And because of our quantity ideas, we are getting some manpower dev randomly spawning. Recruiting more dwarves as we're pretty much getting closer and closer going on to the actual world. I mean, once this colony's finished, we're gonna be able to do actual stuff. Move out, see who's here. I'm kind of terrified of who this is, because I could have sworn when we started this episode he had here, and now it's pretty much all here, I'm assuming. And it's gonna be a major threat to deal with. And it's not gonna be fun. Well, it's gonna be fun for you to watch, but I'm probably gonna be suffering along the way. And I do need to be building buildings, as I'm doing here, getting a marketplace here, even though I can't even see our trade node. We can actually take... Well, okay, so this next one for regionalism, I would usually go administrative divisions, but we don't really need the governing capacity, but we also don't need anything else. Like, the state maintenance is nothing. And Union Estates, the 10% global trade isn't really going to help us right now. We're already raking in the buku bucks. So I might just stay with the admin divisions over here. I mean, it's a lot easier to control our land here. Maybe we're just prepping up for future expansions and trying to get to the other holds. Because you already know what it is, baby. I'm going to try and get to Almaldir as fast as possible. It's time to elect a new member here. We're pretty split. I would like to stick to Mill as much as possible, so I might just take you, the Troll Slayer. Going through my comments and slaying the trolls. And by the way, for all the people that are like wondering if I'm like adding them or anything, no, it's just someone else. Like, I don't want to be like controlling or anything, but I did remove their comments. So if you're trying to go back and you're like, oh, what is he talking about? It's not there. I did remove them. And I'm not going to do that a lot, but it was just so bad and didn't make any sense that I really didn't see a point in the comments even being there. And I bet if I did leave it there, people would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it really didn't make any sense. But hold on, we do have the Breath of Fresh Air because our Hardy Hole got finished. And our Hardy Hole is set up, and the people there have already set up guards at the mountain entrance. Our expedition is ready to set out onto the surface and go gather information on the state of things around us. The air is so crisp and fresh out here, like New York City morning. Smog. And now we get the Thundersteel Commission. One of the council members, Ugrim Thundersteel, has been doing some research into the income our expansion thus far has brought us, and says we have gained much wealth from it. And honestly, we have, making 12 crowns per month. Put forward a proposal which he calls the Thundersteel Commission. If we follow this plan of calculated expansion across the Giant's Anvil range and into the Northern Pass, we will be able to solidify our hold rapidly and lucratively. I've always wondered what it looks like outside the mountain, finally. So now, for, what is that? Quick maths, 60 years, we get pretty much a crown a month, and we get a colonist, and we discover the provinces around us on the outside. Hello, world. And we even discover the Dwarven hold across the pond. I mean, The pond lack thereof, but you know what I mean. And hey, I think with that amazing discovery and our dwarves fanning out into Broken Wheel, the first forest that's not a cavern or a hold, I'm gonna end this episode here. Sorry about the lack of uploads on the other playthroughs, but I'm just trying to survive right now, man. I need to go take a nap after this. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and as always, I love it when you guys watch my videos. Talk to me in the comments, let me know what you think about the game or anything else, and I'd love to see you in the next episode.